Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. We're going to be looking at another hot day, but a quiet day for us here across the Gulf Coast as those temperatures climb well up into the 90s this afternoon. It is slightly less humid than what it typically is, so that is good news here for us across the area, that it will not be quite as humid as it could be for this time of year. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. First off, humidity, what we're talking about. You can see there's a lot of dew points in the 60s across the area. Now, I know dew points can be a little confusing because they look like temperatures, but don't think of them as a temperature. Think of them as a scale. And at this time of year, in August, 60s is good for us. Instead of being up in the oppressive range in the mid-70s, the 60s is just a bit humid. I mean, it's still humid, but it's not nearly as bad as it could be, especially for August. And it makes things just a bit more bearable. Not, nothing to write home about. Nothing that's all kinds of crazy. It's just making things more bearable. We saw that over the weekend. If you're outside for a while, you probably noticed it. Today, we have those dew points once again in the 60s. But by tomorrow and then going through the rest of the week, our dew points are going to start climbing back up into the 70s. So the humidity will be back in full force. And when that happens, we'll see our heat index values getting back above 105. We'll start seeing heat advisories again. Today, no heat advisory because the humidity is lower, but that'll be back as we go through the rest of the week, most likely. Here's your afternoon plan. I mean, it's still hot. I mean, I'm trying, not trying to sugarcoat it or anything. It's still in the upper 90s this afternoon. That's still very, very hot one way or the other. But here's where it helps, the heat index. So 105 is sort of the cutoff point for going into heat advisories. And we're staying just below that cutoff point. So like I said, it doesn't make a huge difference. It just makes things more bearable for us here on our Monday. Here's your forecast down on Dauphin Island. Looks pretty good. Temperatures here will be in the lower 90s. Lots of sunshine. Pretty day down at the beach today. Just make sure if you are going to the beach, stay hydrated. Here's the beach forecast next several days. Low rip current risk. That is great news. So if you are headed to the beach, things are pretty calm in the surf zone. All right, let's head out to the tropics. Of course, we are watching a new system. It's called Potential Tropical Cyclone number 5. It is a big old mouthful. What the Hurricane Center does these days is to get out ahead of a system that they know is going to develop. They just give it that potential tropical cyclone naming. Don't feed too much into that. It's just, hey, we're going to have a system here. It's developing. It's just taking its time. It's moving very fast, though. West at 26 miles per hour. That is a fast-moving system. It's going to work its way towards the Caribbean, towards the Virgin Islands and then Puerto Rico, and then take a hard right to the north and head back out to sea, likely as a hurricane at that point. This storm is going to become Ernesto. That is the E-storm name. It'll become Ernesto, and it's going to work its way back out into the Atlantic. So this one's not going to be a bother for us. Just something to watch for the next few days. Here's the long-range forecast. I'm going to go ahead and get this up for you full screen so you can see the whole thing here. As we go down the line, our temperatures are going to stay very hot. The humidity is going to gradually return as well, so we should start seeing our heat advisories back in place by midweek. And the rain chances, well, that comes with the humidity as well. So that's the helpful part. We need some rain. And we will see our rain chances going up by midweek and towards the end of the week. Now, they're not huge rain chances. We're not widespread rain here or anything, but there'll be spotty to scattered storms here later on in the week, and that will help at least bring some rain back into the forecast. That's how things look. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream.